All right, so what's your plan?
I'm gonna put an end to this shit once and for all.
Mom and Pops are officially calling it quits.
Friends?
Forever.
Hello? Work stuff? I don't want to talk about work. I want to play.
Game over. No, not even close.
What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ajiona and we are locked in. This is what's next for BMF Season 3, the finale, prime time. Now, we seen that Meech and Terry went down to Miami, got into it with the Miami Killers, but we got Glock about the situation. And once we headed back to Atlanta, we ended up getting pulled over by the Red Dogs. And this is really going to put all of our vehicles to the test. And hopefully they can withstand this and we can continue to take over the streets like we're supposed to. Now, before we jump into this and we break down this trailer, if you like BMF content, breakdowns, theories, and predictions like this, live after show discussions, tune in tonight, 2 p.m. Eastern for On the Clock. Then hit your subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. And I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers, so I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, Meech and Terry, they're headed back. It's time to put our feet on the ground and make something shake. But remember, Henry is trying to get revenge because of Tyson's death, where Bryant set it up to make it look like Terry and Meech had something to do with it. The first thing we see in the trailer is Terry and Meech pulling up. Now, they're in the back of the whips because that's what bosses do. You heard Markeisha. There's no driving your own product. But this is right after they had got stopped in Atlanta and the Red Dogs took everything by breaking that tail light. Terry has admitted that being the number one is actually tougher than he thought it would be. And that's why he respects everything that Meech is doing, because they had a heart-to-heart while they were out in Miami, what they always dreamed about when they were young kids. Meech, on the other hand, he has the big picture in mind at all times. He's thinking, we got to make sure that these vehicles get through the Red Dogs, get through this impound, because we got to make it work. Remember, Loco gave them all of these bricks. He only trusts one pilot, and when it comes to that work, he came directly to Meech and Terry, well, primarily Meech, because he knows that Meech can get this work moved quickly. So that's really the only thing that's going on in his head. Of course, we know Terry has some distractions with Markeisha, and we'll see how that plays out in the finale since he sent her back home. But right now, Meech, he's blocking out everything. Yeah, Angel is there and she helped out, but that doesn't have anything to do with these bricks and Owen Loco. We hear Meech and Terry talking, and Terry asks him, all right, Meech, so what is the plan? How are we going to move forward from here? And of course, it's all dependent on these vehicles that they got from Francois. If these vehicles work, then we'll be able to go to Detroit, St. Louis, Miami, up the Eastern Seaboard, across the nation, and we'll be able to take things over. But it all depends on this one little thing. And now we know that Glock is gone. Once we're back in Atlanta, we see in this trailer that Remy Ransom is going to pop back up. Now, are we going to be able to take him out this season? Hopefully so. So in the next season, we can just start off moving work. But if not, then this war is going to be lingering on. Because right now, the block is hot, and they're still trying to clean up Atlanta for the Olympics. We see the Red Dogs searching some of the vehicles, and it doesn't look like they're able to find anything. So we know that this guy here, he's the most angriest one in the Red Dogs, and we always see him. He's terrorizing the homes. He's in Techwood, throwing over books, kicking in doors, throwing over beds. Now, the Red Dogs, they're going to search and search and search these vehicles until they can find anything. Either it's a little joint, a little roach, it doesn't matter. That's what they're trying to find. And it looks like they're having an unsuccessful job here. In order for BMF to be as successful as they were, their key piece was the vehicles. That's why we went down to Miami. We got Mac Attacks Connect. We got him a new Porsche. He hooking up the vehicles. So they're really standing on all of this. And the Red Dogs, this pissed them off because we know how big Meech and Terry got with BMF. And we know they were trying to be brought down the whole time on their rise. The only problem is Meech and Terry, thanks to Meech, was always ahead of the game. So the Red Dogs, it looks like they're going to be taking another L. And we're going to finally see Meech and Terry get this thing up and running. Meech and Terry, I think in this season, especially episode 9, we've seen them get a little bit closer. They've always been close. There's always been love between the two. It's just we heard Terry admit he thought he was kind of upset that Meech didn't come back to Detroit and went to St. Louis, but he figured being the number one might have been the best spot to be in. Just it didn't really turn out like that. Now, he's on the phone telling Meech it looks like Lucille and Charles, their parents, are finally going through with this divorce. And that's going to weigh a lot on the kids' shoulders because you got to remember, they're not very old. I think Meech might be like 20, 21, Terry 17, 18 at this point. So it still sucks to see your parents go through a divorce. But at the same time, these young men are dope dealers. Terry's been shot. They done been through a lot. Meech just got shot at when they were leaving Miami. But it still sucks to hear that your parents are going through a situation like this. And you know how Meech is. He wants the best for his parents also. Meech and Terry both got into the game to provide for the family. Not to just be dope dealers, not to just make money, but to make sure that their family and their own families had a better life. So Meech hearing this, it sucks because remember, he brought his dad down there to help out with the house and signing off with being the co-signer. But he loves his dad and he wants the best for him and his mother. It's just sometimes people grow apart. Lucille opening up to Charles and letting him know, hey, I think I'm in love with Dr. Maurice. This broke Charles's heart because we know he was trying to get her on the road with him. 6 weeks, Campbell Brothers, doing shows, enjoyable music, nice hotels, beautiful restaurants, different city every night. But with Lucille saying this, we seen how the kids were reacting. So Charles, we can pretty much guarantee he feels the same way, but music is his passion. So I think with them separating and it being official, he goes and does the tour like Nikki told him, and he goes on about his life. Now he's always going to have that love for her, and that's why we hear them say to each other, friends, and he said forever. Because at this point, there's nothing you can do. You begged, you fought, you did everything you could in your power to try to get your wife back. You even fixed the walls for one day until she gave Charles some and then he stopped. Well, now he's on the bigger and better things, and this tour might be the perfect option for him to get on the road and clear up his mind. Because Lucille is going to do what Lucille does, and she's in love with Dr. Maurice. Jen put the recording device on Henry, so she's been listening to everything that's going on. Henry's upset that Tyshon is dead, and the way that Brian set that up, he made it look like, okay, maybe Terry and them did it because this is only a couple of blocks away where they found Tyson's body in a dumpster. Now, Jen is trying to figure out whatever information she can because this recording cannot be used because they aren't police officers. Now, I'm not sure if Henry is starting to suspect that Jen might be in on something because she ain't saying anything or giving up any more information after she took out Hoop. She's talking about she don't want to talk about business. She want to play around a little bit. So I can imagine that this is going to have Jen a little spooked just for the simple fact this ain't the same Henry that she met. Back in Atlanta, we know that Meech, he has the vans. They're all rigged up. Work is ready to go. Now, Remy and his crew, the Techwood, they keep talking about how Meech and them went down to Miami and got the Purist. Well, they're in a warehouse and they're in a standoff. We got Duffy in the van. We got Meech in the van. And it looks like there's about to be a shootout. And you know one thing about these shootouts, maybe Meech can catch a body because at this point, Meech hasn't been able to shoot anybody except for Lamar. So we're going to see how this plays out in the warehouse. But we know Meech ain't giving up without a fight. And that's why we see Meech trying to get the hell up out of here. And this is the true definition of by any means necessary. Because Meech, he'll shoot his way up out of here. Remy and the Techwood boys, they really ain't standing a chance in front of a van and a man with a gun. Not to mention that Duffy is in a van with a gun also. Remy and them might as well just jump out the way because Meech ain't going out without a fight. All right, there you go. My predictions for the season finale, primetime of BMF season 3. Let me know. Is Remy going to be able to survive this onslaught of bullets coming from Meech and Duffy, let alone getting ran over by the vans? And also, how do you think it's going to play out with Henry and Jen? And is she going to figure out that Jen used to be a police officer? Let me know. Comment down below. Let's go ahead and get this discussion started. My name is Mo.J. Tune in tonight for the On the Clock episode for episode 9, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm Mo.J. I'm on that road to 50,000 subscribers. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.